Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Jennifer Chan and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to talk about top tips, IMG match for residency, episode 1. Before we start, let me give you a brief introduction of myself. I am an IMG as well, graduated from Shanghai Medical University in China. I did my internal medicine residency training in Cleveland Clinic Health System. And then I went to University of Pittsburgh Medical Center for Geriatrics Fellowship. After I finished my residency, I did various of jobs, worked in different healthcare systems. I was a primary care physician. I did geriatric service line director when I was in charge of various geriatric related issues. I also worked at UTESCA, University of Texas Health Science Center, San Antonio, as a clinical faculty. I mainly just mentor and teach medical students, residents, and fellows. I was also a faculty at PNWU, Pacific Northwest University Health Science. I was a clinical faculty. Mainly I was teaching medical students and residents. For all these years I have been in the medical field, my passion has always been medical education for the patients as well as for medical students, for residents, fellows. In the recent years, I have started to help IMGs to prepare for USMLE and also to do career counseling and matching advice for people who are interested. So now, enough about me. Let's go back to talk about the top tips for IMG matches. So the tip number 1 is to apply early. Now hold on, I know what you're thinking. You think this is way too simple. But I put this in number 1 because I saw so many candidates saw the mistakes they made. A lot of the IMG candidates, when they try to set up timelines, try to decide when to take tests, when to do observership or clerkship, they focus on the deadlines. They will say, okay, I have to do this by this time. So as long as I do it by that time, I'm okay. What they don't realize is once the ERAS is open, like when all the application materials is uploaded, then all the residency programs, they are anxious to search for the best candidate that they can have. So they will get on and review all the application right away. And then if they see a strong candidate that fits their program's criteria, they will right away, they will contact you and they will say, hey, do you want to get an interview or like to invite you for an interview? So you will have a big advantage if you have everything ready before the application actually starts. And then once it starts, you can upload all your information into the system, and that way your chance of getting interviews will be much higher. And for some of the programs, they actually will stop offering interviews if all their interview slots are filled. Then it doesn't matter how high a score you have, how strong a personal statement or CV you have. If you apply late, you might not get an interview just because you apply late. So again, I say the tip number 1 is apply early. Tip number 2, use reliable resources. I think I sound like a 4th grade ELA teacher right now. So the ELA teacher always says, when you do research, you have to find a reliable resource, right? Because there's so much misinformation circulating on the web, in the chat rooms, in the groups. So it's very important that we get the correct information. We find the reliable resources. So what are those? the official websites like FRIDA, ECFMG, NRMP, ECFMG ECHO, or if you need visa sponsorship, then USCIS. These websites actually gave you detailed information about how many programs are out there, are they IMG friendly, what is the percentage that matched was IMG. So look at the data and do research for yourself. Don't just listen to what other people says. Tips number 3, choose your specialty carefully. I know this is the $1 million question, right? Everybody is asking himself, what specialty should I choose? If I choose this one, am I be able to match? Will I be able to get in? My suggestion is, think about what you really like. Think about your personal characters. Think about what you are good at or what you really want to achieve for your life. For me personally, I hate procedures. So I think this internal medicine geriatric combination is a perfect match for my personality. I was interviewed by a TV program before and they asked me, what do you do? Tell me about your specialty. Then I thought about it and I said, I just sit back and think, and then I talk to patients. That's how I make money. Because internal medicine and geriatrics combination actually just use a lot of my analytical skill and my knowledge rather than, having me doing hands-on stuff all the time. On the other hand, for my husband, he's family practice and he just loves procedures. Anything he can put his hands on, injections, acupuncture, biopsy, anything that he can use his hands, he can do something about. He's super happy. It actually energizes him. So I think that this is a perfect combination, the option for him too. So the point I'm trying to make is, don't just pick the specialty because it's IMG friendly or because it's easier for you to get in, but do pick something that you are passionate about, that you do like. Tips number 4. Scores are important, but they are not everything. I think there's misinformation out there saying IMGs can only compete in scores. Like you have to have much higher score than the US graduates or US IMGs. Otherwise, you will never get an interview. Have you ever heard of it? So I saw a lot of candidates focus most of their time and energy on getting a great step 1, step 2, step 3 score. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying scores are not important. They are very important. They are one of the criteria for the programs to decide which ones they're going to select for interviews. But what I want to stress here is they are not everything. The scores are not everything. And if you go look at the data, and you will find out for US graduates and for IMGs, for most of the specialties, the matching score, the average score is about the same. They're very, very similar. So instead of just focusing on the scores alone, I would recommend that you focus on the whole CV, the whole story you want to tell people. Tip number 5, work on your personal statement and CV. I noticed a lot of candidates are not comfortable talking about themselves. They have a hard time evaluating themselves, telling people or themselves like, what is my strong point and what is my weakest point? What do I need to work on? Or why am I unique? But in your personal statement, the program directors or the faculties, they were looking for that. They were trying to hear your story. They were trying to see who you are from what you can tell, what story you're going to say, why do you want to become a doctor, and why do you think you fit in this specialty, why do you think you fit in this program. So what I would recommend is, before you write your personal statement, just step back. Take a look at yourself as if you're your best friend. Just look at yourself and think who you really are, what you really like, what your skills are, what your personality is like, and why are you a good candidate. And then write your personal statement. Rather than just listing all your experiences, tell the story. Try to convince the program directors and faculties why you will be the best fit for their program. And once you're clear about your goal, try to build your CV around it. Do all the rotations or clerkship or observantship around your goal, rather than just a list of activities like I have done all these. Have a purpose, why you did all that. Now remember, the goal for your personal statement and CV is to summarize your life. Tell your story in a very short format. And that way, in a few minutes, the program directors and faculties, they will have an impression of who you are. And then you're trying to convince them why you would be the best or the great fit for their program. Okay, that's all for our episode 1 for the IMG matching tips. I hope this video is useful for you. And if you like this video, please do subscribe, like, comment, or share. Thank you, and I'll see you next time. Have a great day.